Far away, in a kingdom full of tall mountains and sparkling rivers, lived a kind-hearted girl named Rapunzel. She had golden hair that shone like sunlight and eyes as bright as emeralds. But Rapunzel was no ordinary princess. She lived in a tall tower hidden deep in the forest. The tower had no doors, only one high window where she would sing to the birds and watch the clouds drift by. Rapunzel had lived in the tower ever since she could remember. An old sorceress, jealous of Rapunzel's beauty, had locked her there. But instead of being sad, Rapunzel used her time to read books, paint the walls with magical colors, and weave songs that even the forest animals loved. Her voice was so sweet that deer, rabbits, and even butterflies gathered under her window every day. One sunny morning, while Rapunzel was brushing her long golden hair, she heard a rustling sound in the forest. Curious, she leaned out of her window and saw a young prince riding a white horse. He was dressed in silver armor, but his smile was even brighter than his crown. His name was Prince Adrian, and he had followed Rapunzel's singing voice through the woods. The prince looked up and called, "Beautiful voice from the tower, who are you?" Rapunzel blushed but replied kindly, "I am Rapunzel. I have lived here all my life." Prince Adrian's heart ached to see her locked away. "Don't you wish to see the world beyond these trees?" he asked. Rapunzel's eyes sparkled with hope. "Every day," she whispered. From that day, the prince returned again and again. He brought her books filled with stories, baskets of fresh fruit, and even small gifts made by the villagers. Rapunzel, in turn, shared her songs and laughter with him. They became friends, and for the first time, Rapunzel felt she was not alone in the world. But the sorceress soon discovered the princess's visits. Furious, she warned Rapunzel, "The world outside is cruel. Stay here, or you will lose everything." Rapunzel's heart trembled with fear. Deep inside, she knew the sorceress only wanted to keep her trapped. That night, she sang a song of courage, her voice stronger than ever before. The prince, determined to help her, thought of a clever plan. "Rapunzel," he said, "your hair is strong and magical. If you let it down, I can climb up, and together we can find a way out of this tower." Rapunzel hesitated, but trusted him. She lowered her golden braid, and the prince climbed into the tower. For the first time, Rapunzel felt the warmth of another's hand inside her prison. They talked until the stars filled the sky, making promises of freedom. But as dawn arrived, the sorceress appeared in a storm of shadows. She shouted, "You will never escape me," and raised her staff to cast a spell. Rapunzel's hair glowed brightly, wrapping around the sorceress's staff. The magic backfired, breaking the spell that bound Rapunzel to the tower. The sorceress screamed and disappeared into the forest, leaving behind only a swirl of smoke. The walls of the tower cracked, and the door that had never existed suddenly appeared. Hand in hand, Rapunzel and the prince stepped out of the tower. The forest, once dark and lonely, now looked full of life and color. Birds flew higher, flowers bloomed brighter, and the animals danced with joy. Rapunzel took a deep breath of the fresh air and whispered, "I'm free." Prince Adrian brought Rapunzel to his kingdom, where the people welcomed her with open arms. She was no longer the lonely girl in a tower. She was a princess loved by everyone. Rapunzel used her magical hair not for beauty alone, but to heal the sick, bring light to dark places, and spread hope wherever she went. Rapunzel and Adrian grew close with each passing day. Together, they built schools and libraries so no child would ever feel trapped by ignorance. Rapunzel taught the villagers songs of courage, reminding them that true freedom begins with believing in oneself. Years later, when children asked Rapunzel about her golden hair, she always smiled and said, "It was not my hair that saved me, but my courage, my friends, and my heart that never gave up hope." Her story became a legend told across kingdoms, inspiring young and old alike. And so, Princess Rapunzel lived happily ever after, not because of her beauty or her magical hair, but because she chose to be brave, kind, and free. And whenever the wind blew through the forest, it carried her song of hope. No tower can keep a dream locked away forever.